there, folks. Let me tell you, I've been following General Hospital for a good long while now, and this week's episodes really got me grinning from ear to ear and shaking my head at the same time. It's that kind of drama that feels so real you almost want to jump into the screen and say something. You see, Isaiah Gannon, that talented young doctor played by Sawandi Wilson, has decided he's going to sue Curtis Ashford. Can you believe it? After that big fight they had a few weeks back, Isaiah walks up to his girlfriend Portia and tells her straight out that he's taking care of business his own way. He's not letting this slide. Now, Portia Robinson, that strong and caring woman, she's usually the one who tries to hold everything together. But when she heard his plan, she didn't back him up one bit. I could see the worry in her eyes, and my heart just went out to her. A woman in her position, carrying a baby and caught between two proud men. Lord, that's tough. In the previews for this week, things really heat up. Curtis comes storming into the Metro Court garden looking madder than a hornet's nest. He's still boiling over that car accident where he and Jordan got hurt so bad. He feels like Isaiah, the other driver involved, walked away without hardly a scratch while they're all dealing with the pain and consequences. And then, oh boy, Curtis sees Isaiah being sweet, gently touching Portia's belly and talking to the baby. That was the last straw. Curtis just lost it and yelled at the doctor to get his hands off his child. Whew! I was sitting on the edge of my couch watching that. Now, I'll be honest with you, Curtis was definitely making a mountain out of a molehill there. A grown man flying off the handle like that? Yeah, he was acting pretty unreasonable. But at the same time, I kind of understand the fire in his belly. No, Daddy wants to watch another man stepping up and acting like he's going to be a better father to his own flesh and blood. That kind of thing stings deep, like salt in an old wound. Isaiah really crossed a line when he looked Curtis in the eye and said he'd be a better dad to that baby than Curtis ever could. Those are fighting words, my friends. Words that cut right to the heart and make a man see red. I tell you, watching all this unfold reminds me so much of those old family stories my grandpa used to share from back home in the South. You know, the kind where pride gets tangled up with love and folks say things in the heat of the moment that they might regret later. Portia is right there in the middle, trying to keep her peace while her heart is probably torn in two. As a man who's seen a few relationships and family troubles in my own life, I feel for her. She's got enough on her plate without these two strong-willed men turning everything into a battlefield. What I love about General Hospital is how it shows us these messy human situations. It makes you stop and think about what really matters: forgiveness, second chances, and what it truly means to be a good parent. Is blood thicker than water, or can love and effort make someone a real daddy? Curtis has made mistakes, sure, but does that mean he doesn't deserve a chance to step up? And Isaiah, he's got good intentions, maybe, but throwing around threats of a lawsuit and those sharp words, that doesn't seem like the path to peace. I'm hooked. I really am. My wife and I were talking about it just last night over coffee, wondering how Portia is going to handle all this pressure. These stories pull you in because they feel like life full of love, anger, mistakes, and hope all mixed together. I can't wait to see what happens next week. Will cooler heads prevail, or is this feud just getting started? Y'all take care now, and if you're watching too, drop me a line and tell me what you think. Does Curtis have a right to be that mad, or should he swallow his pride for the baby's sake? Life's too short for all this drama, but boy, it sure makes for good watching. Hey there, friends. Let me settle in and tell you more about what's been happening on General Hospital this week because, oh boy, this storyline between Curtis, Isaiah, and Portia has me completely hooked. It feels like real life spilling right out of the screen, and I can't stop thinking about it. After all that tension built up in the Metro Court garden, things exploded in a way I didn't see coming. When Isaiah looked Curtis dead in the eye and said he'd be a better father to that baby than Curtis ever could, it was like pouring gasoline on a fire. Curtis just lost control. He threw a hard punch that connected, and poor Isaiah ended up with multiple fractures in his hand. Can you imagine that? Here's this talented young doctor whose whole life is about saving people on the operating table every single day, and now he has to step away from surgery for who knows how long. That hand that heals others is now hurt because of one moment of anger I sat there wincing, thinking how one bad decision can change everything so fast. It really made me feel for Isaiah. His career, his passion, all put on hold. Isaiah is furious, and I understand why. He believes Curtis hasn't faced any real consequences for the car accident or for the way he's been acting. In his mind, the lawsuit is the only way to get some justice and make things right. He's not backing down easy. But the big question hanging over everything is, how does Portia feel about all this? She's right in the middle, carrying a child, trying to keep her heart steady while these two strong men clash around her. In the previews, you see Portia pleading with Isaiah, her voice full of worry. She's begging him not to rush into anything, to think it through carefully before going forward with the lawsuit. Now, don't get me wrong, she's plenty angry at Curtis herself right now. She's standing firmly by Isaiah's side in this whole mess. But deep down, I think she knows the truth too. She realizes that Isaiah's sharp words provoked Curtis and led straight to that punch. She hasn't admitted that part out loud to the lawyer Justine Turner yet, at least from what we've seen, but you can tell it's weighing heavy on her mind and heart. A lawsuit like this isn't simple, you know? It's going to cost a lot of money, take up months and months of time, and bring even more stress into their lives, especially with a new baby coming soon. Portia has so much on her plate already. She's trying to protect her peace and her child while these two are at each other's throats. As someone who's seen his share of family troubles over the years, my heart just aches for her. She's a good woman trying to do right by everyone, but life keeps throwing these hard choices at her. Watching all this unfold reminds me so much of those old stories my daddy used to tell from back home. He'd say things like, pride goes before a fall, and hot heads make cold hearts. Curtis was wrong to throw that punch, no question about it. But Isaiah's words cut deep too, like a knife twisting in an old wound. Now everybody's paying the price. Isaiah's injured hand, Curtis's guilt, and Portia stuck trying to hold it all together. It makes you stop and think about what really matters in life. Is it winning the fight, or is it finding a way to forgive and build something better for that little one on the way? I love how General Hospital brings these human struggles to life in such a real way. It's not just drama for drama's sake. It shows us the messiness of love, anger, mistakes, and hope all tangled up together. It makes me wonder if they'll find a path to peace, or if this lawsuit is going to tear everything apart even more. Will Portia be able to talk Isaiah down, or will her own hurt push things forward? And what about Curtis? Will he swallow his pride and try to make things right before it's too late? I'm telling you, my wife and I were up late chatting about this episode, sipping our coffee and shaking our heads. These characters feel like family sometimes, don't they? The kind you worry about and root for, even when they make foolish choices. I can't wait to see what happens next. This story is pulling at my heartstrings, and I bet it's doing the same for you too. Hey there, friends. As I wrap this up, my heart feels heavy for Portia. She's in the final weeks of her pregnancy now, that special time when she should be resting and getting ready for the baby. But with all this tension between her and Curtis, they really need to set aside their differences and find some common ground before the little one arrives. A lawsuit would only make everything worse. I don't think Portia wants her child growing up in the middle of all that toxic fighting and drama. From the previews, the baby's arrival might be what pushes her to finally end this war. But the real question is, will Isaiah agree to let it go? Truth is, Isaiah's surgical career could be ruined because of Curtis's punch, so it's understandable he's still chasing justice. Still, I hope they find a way toward peace for that baby's sake. Life's too short for all this mess. Y'all take care now. These stories sure pull at your heart, don't they?